Okay friends, welcome once again to my channel, and today I am going to complete the chapter number 1, chemical reaction and equation, and this is the part 2 of the video lecture. So first see the part 1 and then come over here. So let's get started. Let's recall some of the points that we have been seen in our last lecture as well. Let's see. First one is chemical change in which substance react to form new one is entirely having new properties. So we have seen that during a chemical reaction, a product formed is having a different property than reactants. Another thing is there is a breaking of older bond and formation of new bond occur. So remember these points so that you can have the basic idea about chemical reaction and their changes. Then during a chemical reaction, there are certain observations can be seen, like for example temperature can be changed, change in a color or state, evolution of gas can be occur, and formation of precipitate. So these four are certain changes can be happen during a chemical reaction. So temperature change, we know that during chemical reaction it can be possible the temperature of a can be changed during the process, or else color or state can also be changed. Evolution of means gas can be produced during the process, and last, that is formation of precipitate. Now what is precipitate? This question is also there in a textbook, that is what is precipitate. So it is nothing but let's see the definition. When two reactants react and product formed remains insoluble, means during a chemical reaction when product is formed but it remains insoluble and settled as solid is called precipitate. Now mainly this happen during a double change reactions. So that we'll see next, that is balancing of chemical equation. Now this is very important, that how we can balance the chemical equation. So we have been discussed in our last lectures skeletal equation and balance equation. So now we know that what does balance equation mean, but I have been mentioned some of these steps so that you have a better idea about balancing of chemical equation. Like the first one is we should start balancing with compound that contain maximum number of atoms. So remember this one, the compound which having a maximum number of atoms will be on the most priority for starting a balancing. While balancing, the molecular formulas of reactants and products should not be changed. So this is also a very common thing that we have to remember, that molecular formula cannot be changed due to balancing of equation. Only we have to multiply or to add the coefficient on reactant side or else on product side. Temperature, pressure, catalyst are written on the arrow. That is also we know that during so whenever we write chemical equation, at the left hand side there are reactants and at the right hand side there are products, and the arrow is in between them. We have to write their temperature, their pressure, and catalyst. Catalyst means to enhance the process of reactants. So that has to be written on arrow. Then evolution of gas indicated by upward arrow. So if there at the product side or at reactant side there is evolution of gas, then we have to indicate it by upward arrow. Precipitates are indicated by downward arrows. Heat evolved written as plus heat at product side. If there is a heat generated during a chemical process at the product side, we have to write plus heat at product side. And if it is reverse, means if heat is absorbed during the process, then we have to write plus heat but at reactant side. So remember these points, write it down. Let's see, the very most important topic of the chapter is type of reactions. So there are certain type of reactions that has been given in your chapters, that are combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and redox reaction. So that is during a precipitated, I have been told you that it mostly happen during double displacement reaction. So let's see one by one what is combination, what is decomposition. So you will be having a clear idea about type of reaction. And remember these. So the first one is combination reaction. Now, what is combination reaction? Two or more reactants combine to form a single product. Remember that it is very easy that two or more reactants combine and form a single product. Then it is known as combination reaction. So at reactant side, it could be two or more reactants, but they all will combine and form a single product. So what is the identity of such reaction? So we can say that if X and Y are reactants, so they will be combined and produce a product, that is Z. So we can write that by combination of two reactants, single product is formed. So chemical reaction equation will be something like this for a combination reaction. Let's see one example. That is, magnesium is react with oxygen and create magnesium oxide. So you can see that there are two reactants at the left hand side, and at the right hand side only one product formed. So this type of reaction is known as combination reaction. So mind well, this is very easy. Next one is decomposition reaction. So let's see first the definition of decomposition reaction. A single compound decomposes or break down to give two or more simpler substances. So a single compound will decompose, break, and will be having more than all two substances at the product side. Let's see the example. So here you can see a ferrous sulfate is at the reactant side, and we get ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfur trioxide at the product side. So we are having more than one product at the product side. So this reaction is nothing but a decomposition reaction. And how to remember it? We can identify it by, here we are having only one product, single compound. So it can be written as XY, and that can given us X plus Y. It can be more than two also. So this is identification. This is example, and here we have having a definition. So remember this one also. Next reaction is displacement reaction. A more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its aqueous salt solution. So what will happen in displacement reaction? That the more reactive element displaces the less reactive element. So as name suggests, let's see this. Let's create it by identification. Here you can see at reactant side, that is one reactance is X and another one is YZ. So here Y is combined with X, so is displaced from its place. You can see first it was over here and now it is with X, so it gets displaced. So the name is displacement reaction. From here we can say that the reactivity of X is greater than Z. From definition. Now let's see Fe plus ZnSO4. So what is Fe? That we know, iron and zinc sulfide. So these two react together and form this product is ferrous sulfate and zinc. So you can see that sulfate is now reacting with this ferrous. SO4 is shifted from Zn to Fe. So it's displaced. So this type of reaction is known as displacement reaction. And one more thing, during a chemical equation, you have to write the state of material or element in bracket, like S is for solid, L is for liquid, G is for gaseous state, and AQ is for aqueous state. It is not, but we can say the solution is in water. So next, let's see double displacement reaction. So now it is clear in your mind that during the displacement reaction, we have been seen that one element is get displaced from its place and combined with the another one. So here, aqueous solution of two compounds react by exchanging of their ions. What will happen over here? Let's see identification so it can be clarified. That you can see the one product is PQ and the another one is RS. Now these get react together. So S is shifted from this place to this place and Q is shifted from this to this. So now we are having a product PS plus QR. So we can say the exchange happened between these two reactants. So it is not double displacement reaction. One example is here barium chloride is react with sodium sulfate. So we get barium sulfate and sodium chloride, that is NaCl. So you can see that sulfate, ion of sulfates are displaced and combined with barium, and here chlorine or chlorides are shifted and combined with this sodium. So it becomes sodium chloride. So this is this double displacement reaction, which is also there in textbook. Now we have already know that what is oxidation. So in oxidation reaction, remember, out of these three things, one thing is present during oxidation reaction. Either it can be addition of oxygen, either it can be a removal of hydrogen, or else it can be loss of electron. Any of them, if any of them is present, so we say that the oxidation is done. Let's see example, that is Mg plus O2 will give us MgO, very common example. So O is get combined with Mg, so this get oxygen. So it is addition of oxygen. So it is known as oxidation. So remember this one. If there is addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or loss of electron, any of them, any one process is there, then it will be known as oxidation. In reduction, it is totally reverse. Means either the addition of hydrogen, removal of oxygen, or removal of electron, or gain of electron is take place. So remember this one. It is reverse than oxidation. So it will be known as reduction. But combination of reduction and oxygen combinedly known as redox reaction. So in redox reaction, these both oxidation and reduction reactions are there simultaneously. So let's see an example. Here, copper oxide and hydrogen. So oxygen from here get combined with this one. So it is nothing but a redox reaction. Besides that, there are certain also reactions available in your textbook, that is exothermic and endothermic. Let's clear it. That if heat is involved during a reaction, then such a reaction is known as exothermic reaction. And if heat is absorbed from surrounding, then such reaction is known as endothermic reaction. Now remember this term, that is, if there is in any scientific term exo is present or else endo is present, then exo is nothing but output and endo is input. So if heat is involved during a reaction, then that will be known as exothermic. So it is, of course, the temperature is getting, heat is getting out of the reaction process. If there is present or absorption of heat, then it will be known as endothermic reaction. So remember these two terms as well. So here I am giving you one reaction chemical equation, and from this let me know that which type of reaction is this, exothermic or endothermic. Write it down your answer in comment section. Next one is neutralization reaction. So it is also, we are familiar with this, when an acid and base react together to form a salt and water. This type of reaction is known as neutralization reaction. So you can see here HCl, hydrochloric acid, combined with NaOH will get us H2O in a liquid form and NaCl, sodium chloride. So this type of reaction is known as neutralization reaction. One acid and base react together and give us water and salt. Next topic is corrosion. Process of slowly reaction up of metal due to attack of atmospheric gas like oxygen and carbon dioxide is known as corrosion. So what is corrosion does mean? It is nothing but a reaction due to oxygen. So let's see example, there is ferrit or iron get react with oxygen will give us ferric oxide. So it is the process of corrosion. जैसे हमें पता है कि अगर हम कोई लोहे की चीज एटमॉस्फेयर में छोड़ दे तो उस पर जंग लग जाता है, दैट इज जंग इज नोन एज कोरोजन. नाउ हाउ टू प्रिवेंट इट, मतलब इसको कैसे हम रोक सकते हैं. तो देयर आर सर्टेन idea we have, that is painting. We can paint the iron so that it will get rust very slowly. Oiling is one of the best solution. Then galvanizing, which is highly used in industry, and the last one is greasing. Greasing is also there so that it will get very slowly corrosion process. Next one is rancidity. Now oxidation of oils or fat in a food resulting into a bad smell or taste. We are very familiar with this. Oxidation is, suppose हमने एप्पल को छोड़ दिया ऐसे एटमॉस्फेयर में, तो it will get oxided. Due to that the smell get bad and also the taste will be different. So how we can prevent this? We can prevent it by adding antioxidant to a product. Then vacuum packing, we can have the vacuum packing so that the product can stand for a long period of time. Then replacing air by nitrogen, we can replace the air by nitrogen so that it will get rancid very slowly. Refrigeration of food stuff. So these are certain technique you can use to prevent from rancidity. So up to this, we have been gone through every topics that there are in your textbook. So write down the important one, then